for the candidates tournament. So 3 top winners will go to the candidates tournament next year in March, April to fight for just one place to challenge Gukish for the World Championship crown. So that's going to be exciting. We are thankful to both the federal government and local government of Goa and All Indian Chess Federation for creating all required conditions for hosting this event. Of course, first couple of days are always a bit chaotic, and we are doing our best to solve all small issues that arise at any big event. It's a huge and significant event, and we are thankful for collaboration to all our local partners. So I'm open to any questions you may want to ask, please.
Mr. Dvorkovich, this is Amit Kamath from the Indian Express. I wanted to understand, before the World Cup was given to Goa, I think there was some debate whether Delhi has it, Goa has it. What happened behind the scenes for the World Cup to come to Goa?
The World Cup was given to India, and it was up to All Indian Chess Federation to decide where it's going to be, based on all requirements that we set for such events, including in particular conditions for players, logistics, weather, hotel, everything, and of course local support. And based on the combination of those factors, AICF proposed Goa. So that's it.
Great. Now that it has come to Goa, what do you think this state offers as for a chess tournament that maybe other places in India may not?
I think there are many beautiful places in India, and we have been hosting events all around. If you look at the calendar of our events since the last, 10 years, we were all around India, so it's good to be in a new place. And I think it's a combination of nature and local spirit, which is a bit different maybe from other places. So I hope players will find it really nice. Of course, we had to look for the combination of both accommodation and playing venue, the big Congress Center, which is required for such a big event, with all facilities that should be close to it. So not each hotel is comfortable for doing this event. Also, it was a little bit short notice, of course, since most of the places are booked like 1 year in advance. But again, we think that it's good.
Hello, Mr. Dvorkovich. This is Swaroop from the New Indian Express. Can you tell a bit about how this relationship between FIDE and India has grown over the last 2-3 years? We have seen India get a lot of events, and
yeah, right.
There's now talk that India may host more events.
Yeah, right. Well, I think the real jump was when Chennai wanted to host the Olympiad back in 2022, and that was really short notice for such a huge event, and that's when we started building our really close ties with All Indian Chess Federation and federal government and local governments. So we were thankful to our Indian friends for taking this huge event and doing all the best to all 180 teams who arrived. And then we started doing events every year, women Grand Prix, some youth events, and we do believe that such a big country and chess powerhouse as India should be able to host at least one major event per year. That's normal. Of course, we were happy to see a new generation of players coming to the stage and competing for the top positions. Now the next challenge is to make sure that India shows also an example how to raise the next generation, how to bring chess in schools in particular, to create the foundation for the future development of chess. So not just having 20 top players, but also having hundreds of thousands of young players playing, and maybe some of them will go to the top level. So that's the new stage of our collaboration. So yesterday we signed a memorandum with KIIT, the university, and the All Indian Chess Federation to develop educational chess in the country and globally.
How do you ensure that you're not just dependent on India hosting events? How do you ensure that other countries?
Events are happening all around the world. Our top events are in London, New York, Singapore, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Austria, Italy, all around the world. So it's just working with local partners and with global companies and making sure that they can see benefits of partnering us in hosting the events, and we are quite successful in doing so. We are securing very nice locations for top events. So next two Olympiads are in Uzbekistan, in Samarkand, and in Abu Dhabi. So great locations. We are already in the concluding phase of arranging the place for the candidates tournaments. I cannot reveal the secret yet, so wait for a few days more to hear about that. But it's going to be in really nice location. So it's just hard work by the whole team.
So my name is Atreo. I work for a website called Rev Sports. My question is not directly related to the World Cup. You possibly know what I'm coming to get at. What exactly is it that the FIDE found unacceptable about Mr. Kramnik's comments about Naroditsky? And FIDE has initiated a probe, I heard. And in what stage of the probe are we in at the moment?
Well, first, I personally, and we are all in FIDE really sorry about the tragic death of Daniel, and he was really a personality that influenced the chess world in a positive manner by being a great player, commentator, educator. So for me it's really personal. But on the other side, it's also an institutional issue, since we all understood that he was affected by the hints, sometimes aggressive hints, related to potential cheating. And even if those were not direct accusations, he felt like those were really accusations against him and some other places, for instance, David Navarra did as well. So at the moment, it's in the hands of the Investigation and Ethics Commission. So I cannot preempt the findings, so I cannot say that FIDE finds something negative. We heard signals, we have evidence that was provided to us, and we passed it to the people who will investigate and then discuss it. So I'm not accusing anyone at this point. Having said that, I need to mention that I tried to persuade Vladimir Kramnik informally that he should be less aggressive before, not after what happened, but long time before, since I felt that it's a bit too much. And also I asked him to provide full methodology that he is using to bring his whatever hints or accusations. I mean methodology not in general, but clear scientific foundation for the statistics he is, and we didn't receive it. He promised to, we have a group of people who is dealing with fair play, so we hope that at some point we will be provided with the whole methodology to look at that, but it was not the case. So the combination of those things is what is important. So again, we know for sure that Daniel was affected, that there is evidence that should be checked. We do not accuse now anyone. It's in the hands of professionals to make the findings and then decide.
So, just in addition to this question, will the FIDE ask Mr. Kramnik for providing evidence for the allegations that he made?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Just as as an extension to that question, there's now been some demand by FIDE. I mean, there's been some demand, of FIDE to try and get some of the titles and GM title itself from Kramnik. Will FIDE make the demand?
I cannot make any statements before my colleagues will conduct investigation. So it's too early to say that. And Vladimir is in general good friend, and we had good relationships for many years. I always supported him. We just all feel that it went way too into wrong direction.
Yes, I am Ajit Kumar from the Hindu. Well, as a follow-up to that question, the whole issue has put cheating in chess back in focus, especially in online events. So, is FIDE taking it more seriously than ever to address that core issue, cheating in chess?
We always took it very seriously. The question is how the whole community feels about that, since we do need support of the whole community to deal with the issue. Online component is the most difficult one, of course, and here the collaboration with platforms is essential. They do have their own approaches. They share those partially, not fully, and I understand that. Though I do believe that we need to have deeper collaboration to make sure that our approach is both understandable. We should not, of course, reveal details how we do it, since it will be easier for potential cheaters to go around those things. But we do need common understanding of what we do if we find certain things. Since right now FIDE doesn't sanction players who are found guilty or suspected to have high probability of cheating online. So we do not transform those sanctions to over-the-board events, for instance, since we don't know what the approach is. We don't know for sure if somebody is banned on, let's say, chess.com, that there is 100% proof so that we can ban the same player in those events, in over-the-board events. And to come to this point, we need full understanding on how. But otherwise, we have much better equipment now. We can really find signals in the playing halls if there are signals. So everyone should be aware that if there is a real signal, we will find it. There's no question about that. So players, I think, are aware of that. But just in additional warning about those things, I'm quite confident that here we have truly fair play environment, and we have the best specialists possible. Gopa Kumar is one of the best arbiters and fair play specialists, so he is responsible for this here in the playing hall, and we are trying to do the same at all top tournaments. We cannot now guarantee that in all rated tournaments around the world, which are thousands, everything is good and smooth. But at top level events, we can really guarantee it.
Well, one more question on the Total World Chess Championship. So what made FIDE join hands with Norway Chess, and did you ever at any point think that might in some way take the focus away from the real world championship, and why is it FIDE so proactive these days when it comes to tournaments like this?
Right. Well, first of all, we do believe that our classical championship title is the most important one, and that's a chess tradition and history, and we do know from talking to people, from opinion polls, from viewership data, that still the classical world championship is the most likable, and people believe that that is the best player in the world anyway. So we do hope that it will remain the same. But the reality is that still the life is faster, and even classical chess is getting faster. World Cup control, for instance, is shorter than the World Championship match control or the candidates tournament control. And personally, and it's not any kind of announcement, personally I believe that this time control is better than the others. But also for spectators, for sponsors, faster controls are more likable in terms of viewing, looking at chess events. So we do believe that we should complement the pure classical time control with other things. We do have Rabbit and Blitz championships, of course. We do have different kinds of formats. But it came like kind of coincidence that we were thinking about something like that, but then Norway Chess came to us with this initiative. So it was kind of common thinking that we should try. Why not to try? And the difference with other attempts were that they were very much respectful to FIDE, to the whole institution, to the history, to the tradition. And they said that we want to complement it with something new, not substitute. Want to make sure that it's approved by FIDE, that it's in our hands. But they are very good partners, and I think it's just time. That looks like so many people are thinking about the same thing that we should try to do it.
And one more question for me. And almost a year on. How do you think how important do you think was Gugesh winning the World Championship in Singapore last year?
Well, first, it was an amazing thing to see such a young player winning the World Championship, and of course, it's very good for India. It's very good for young players all around the world, since now they know that anything is possible. That they can really challenge top grandmasters and try to win. So it is important, but he should prove now that he is at this level. He is learning. He is trying to play in many events. He is coming here. He doesn't need to qualify, but he is coming here to show his strengths as well. So I like what he is doing. But again, we will see.
Just wanted to understand and follow up on the Tanya's probe questions. You said it's now in the hands of the Ethics Committee. Is there a timeline to when the Ethics Committee?
Normally it takes from 2 to 4 months. I cannot give you the exact timeline, but we checked with them. It's from 2 to 4 months.
And they've already reached out to Kramnik regarding.
I don't know. I cannot intervene in their work. I cannot even ask. That would be considered as an intervention. So I'm really careful about it.
Hello, sir. This is Basil writing for the Goan every day. My question is: there are various formats under FIDE, that is classical, rapid, under various time controls, is blitz. But what does happen at the top level is players go by theory a lot, and unless they don't go for some innovation or something different, the game ends as a draw more often than not. That said, is there a thought process that FIDE might consider of having inclusivity with freestyle chess 960?
First, I on the one hand agree that with the computer preparation, Syria is more known, and it is really difficult to compete even for very top players with players of 200 rating difference, since they know the Syria maybe equally well, and sometimes it's really challenging, especially in open events. On the other hand, I would not say that the percentage of decisive games, decisive results is that low. For instance, in Samarkand at Grand Swiss, the percentage of non-draws, the decisive results was about 40, which is high. 40% is really high. There were many exciting games and not boring at all. And there were still so many mistakes that players are making so that it leads to really interesting positions. And there are not so many boring draws. Only in round-robin events where there are 8 players, let's say, or 10 players, the percentage of such games is higher, where they make draws after they just check that both know the theory and that's it. So again, for 95% at least, if not more, players and spectators in the world, classical chess is still classical format vis-a-vis Fischer Random or Freestyle or Chess 960, whatever you call it. Classical chess is still more interesting, and just not my opinion. That's what we find in the data. Having said that, it doesn't mean that we wish bad luck to Freestyle. They're trying their best, and there were some nice events. The spectatorship is still low, since it's hard to understand what's going on the board for spectators. For top players, it's fine. They're having fun, they are earning good money, and they're showing their best. But for spectators and for the overall chess community, it's still something that is marginal, I would say. I'm in touch with Mr. Büttner. Hopefully we'll discuss possible ways of cooperation in the next few weeks and decide if we can go forward together. But again, it's not to say that we are going to substitute other formats with Freestyle. We are very far from it, very far from it. It's just good that top players can participate in both formats, and they are happy about it.
Another question that I would have is, where does FIDE draw a line in decorum of dress code, as also maintaining the comfort level of the player and supporting the national sensibilities?
Right. Well, I find this one very comfortable. That's from Chennai, from 2022, and I will be happy if more players will wear things like that. But it all depends on the level of event and on how all of us see chess and those events in general. If you're talking about top level formats with small number of players, like World Championship match or the Candidates Tournament, normally people expect more formal appearances, formal dresses. For the events where we have hundreds of players, like World Represent Blitz, for instance, we do believe that more informal approach is suitable, and that's what we changed from the last one to the next one. So already in Grand Swiss in Uzbekistan we had lighter version of the dress code. Jeans were allowed, but everyone was dressed quite nicely. Players still understand that it's good to be kind of elegant, not wear beach dresses, for instance. In Doha we will have it like the same, basically as in Samarkand, almost the same, more or less. And there are some details related to culture, as you mentioned, since a specific culture in the Arab countries, for instance. Some small details will be changed, but overall it will be more informal than it was back in New York in other events. So we will differentiate between the events, and we will make sure we keep it elegant, but do not put too much on players.
So just a follow-up on that fourth dimension of the World Championship. We already have classical, rapid and blitz World Championships. Adding a fourth one, combining all three, does it, in a way, dilute the importance of the other three?
You can always say so, but only life will show how it goes. We will try to make sure that again, the classical one is the most important one. Repton breeds very nice ones every year, so we have many champions, and not everyone remembers the names, but it's important for players, it's important for also chess history to know who are the best in those formats are. We will see how this combined format will go. We don't know yet. We just feel that there is a demand for that. It's a feeling that we have. This feeling is shared by our partners, by sponsors, by media. And we will see how it goes. I do not think that it will immediately be more important than the classical chess. Who knows what will happen in 20 years, though? Nobody knows. But for now on, it's classical that is the most important. And I don't think it will be diluted. I don't think so.
Any more questions?
This is Amit Sanpat from the Times of India. Post-pandemic, online games made chess more interesting, attracted more followers. But the untimely death of Daniel, probably due to the cheating allegations by a former world champ. Don't you feel, since chess players are more emotional, rather serious in nature, don't you feel that FIDE stop supporting online games, or what steps FIDE is taking to avoid such situations in future?
It's not about whether we support online games or not. It's a reality. Whatever we say, support or not support those. We are responsible for over-the-board chess. That's what FIDE does. But we do believe that online games brings inclusivity. Everyone in the world can play any minute, any second, basically, and it's great. It's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity for all people around the world to play chess, to know chess, to learn chess, to communicate with friends, partners. So in this sense, we support this, of course. And the thing we should provide is a clean environment, clean from cheating and clean from cyberbullying, from both things. And we will strengthen our collaboration with platforms, as I mentioned already, to ensure those things. But I'm not ready to give you all the details what we are going to do, as we are in the process of discussing this with our partners.